So I've run this channel for about a year now, and I've put out a lot of content around investment and property, but never have I done an end-to-end process of a real deal. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down one of these real deals, a buy, refurbish, and refinance right here in Leeds. So this is a 7-stage process that I want to share with you, and I'm going to wrap it up in the summary and give you the returns that I'm actually getting on this deal today. A lot of people show this and talk about the buy, refurbish, refinance opportunity that's out there, and it's very real, but I want to make sure you're getting a practical application of what is actually realistic and what you can achieve today by investing in property. So number one is, where'd you get the lead from? So a lot of people know that I really love online marketing. I love Facebook ads, for example, to get direct to vendor off-market deals. But it's not the only place. This particular deal is in LS12 in Leeds. It's a semi-detached 3-bedroom property, and it's all about relationships with this deal. What do I mean by that? Well, this one actually too came from a letting agent that we use. I'm specifically going to focus on this one today. But why do we use letting agents with me and my team? Well, it's all about relationship building. So a tip with this is, as you're building your portfolio, don't give all of your properties to one letting agent, spread them across people. We have 3 incredible letting agents in Leeds that we put our portfolio with. So when I'm asking for a portfolio update with the properties that they've got, I can say, oh, by the way, I'm looking to add to my portfolio right now. I've got the cash, I can move quickly. Do you have any properties available that we can move forward with? Guess what? The answer was yes. So next thing we're looking at is it a good deal in the first place? Because you can quickly realize what makes a good deal and maybe what's not such a good deal within a couple of minutes with this. And the way that I like doing this is ignoring everything. Yep, I'm going to say that again. Ignore everything. I don't care what they tell me the vendor wants for it. I don't care what they tell me about it, whatever. What I care about is, what's it going to be worth once I've refurbished the property? So all I need for that is the property address and a description of the property, i.e. it's a 3-bed. That's it. Okay, 3-bed semi-detached and the postcode. There you go. I then go online. I'll use property data, which I love, and I'll talk about that more in future videos. Rightmove, and just doing the analysis. And I know this particular property had an end value of 125,000, give or take. Now, a lot of people, when they buy property, they buy it and think by refurbishing it, it automatically adds value. That's not the case. You make money when you buy the property, not when you sell it or refinance. That's just the release of the actions that you took today. So look at the end value, take off the refurbishment, and that should give you the figure of what you're able to do. So with this property, it was 125,000 end value. I knew it'd be around £12,000 refurbishment, minus the stamp, minus the fees, and it brought me to the number that I could offer on this property, which was a cash purchase price of £92,000. So now that we've agreed it's all about speed. The faster you can go, and more importantly, the more certainty that you can give a vendor, the more likely you are to get a great deal. So as soon as we've got it accepted, we are straight into legals and sending over our proof of ID, proof of address, and proof of funds ready to rock and roll. The great thing about purchasing cash is the speed of it. A lot of the thing that takes time is getting the survey out for mortgage, getting the inquiries back for the mortgage and all of that. Where I'm paying cash, I know what I'm doing, I can get a survey and expedite the process by indemnifying the searches and anything else I come up against, which means I can complete on this bad boy in a number of 2 to 4 weeks rather than 6 to 8. And that time difference is the difference between getting the deal or not. Now that I've got it, I own the bad boy, I want to get this refurbed from day one. Always make sure that you've got a target exchange and completion date and you're communicating well with your build team or your project coordinator that's going to get the refurb done. Do not get it completed and then go, oh, better get builders out to there now. No, get them in ASAP, get them pricing up and tell them this is the completion date that we're aiming for, and then be in communication with them. Because we bought 2 properties on the same road with this, we were able to get in and out of the property within 5 weeks. A quick tip, if you don't have a project manager or a project coordinator you're regularly using, 2 top tips with this. Number 1, a joiner is a great person to develop into your project coordinator to coordinate the whole refurbishment, because a joiner is one of the only ones that's there at the beginning, middle, and end of the process. The other thing that's really important is make sure that they've actually worked with their team members before. If they've worked with that plumber, that scaffolder, that plasterer, whatever it is, that's going to be really good for the development of your property. One of the biggest things you find when refurbishing the property is people want to blame each other for any cost rises or any time implications coming in. Now, another thing with refurbishment is always factor in a little bit more time and cost on top. I thought this would come in at £12,000. It actually came in around £13,600, give or take. And if I didn't factor that in, that could ruin the deal. So always allow for contingency. If you're new to this, allow up to between 10 and 15%. Now, the next part, it's not buy, refurbish, refinance and rent. It's buy, refurbish, rent it out and refinance. So you don't have to do it in this order, but I always feel if you're going to give validation that there's actually demand for buy-to-lets, there's none better than actually having a tenant moving in as soon as possible. So naturally, we gave back to the same letting agent that bought us the deal because that's going to encourage them. They're going to earn out of that and they're going to bring us more deals, knowing that we are refurbishing to a great standard, getting great tenants and keeping them making money as well. So we actually thought this property would rent out at £625, but it actually ended up renting out for £100 extra at £725. You might be thinking, it's only £100, but that's pure profit and really impacts the return on capital employed of that. By the way, at this point, worth mentioning, if you have got 100,000 or more and you're looking to invest in property and build your portfolio, we actually do have a hands-free portfolio building service. It's not for this video, but if you are interested in getting involved in that and you want us to help build your portfolio, put APG in the comments now and a team member will be in touch. So now that we've done that and we've got the tenant in, we've actually got a great deal that's gone on there and we're going to make a big amount of money. The final part of this picture is refinancing or remortgaging the property. Well, why is that important? Well, a big part of growing a portfolio is actually having leverage on it. Now, as I've decided to purchase this cash so there's no early redemption charges or anything like that, I'm now going to refinance at the new value of the property, being able to pull out. Great news on this one, it hit right on the dot and we refinanced this property at £125,000. So that's the 7 stages. Make sure to go through, I'll just list them again right now. Number 1, know how you're getting in the lead. Number 2, learn how to quickly analyze whether it's a good deal in the first place. Number 3, submit your offer with confidence, proof of ID, proof of funds and proof of address. Number 4, get the conveyancing moving as quickly as possible. People love speed and certainty. Number 5, get the refurb team and get a joiner in place that can project coordinate when you're not there all the time. Number 6, get the tenant in as fast as possible and make sure you're doing your checks. And number 7, get the refinance in place. So here's a summary and here's the numbers. So all in all with this purchase, we had the £92,000 purchase price, around £1,000 for the conveyancing, £13,600 for the refurbishment. We actually paid a £2,500 fee, which we always do. We pay a fee to our company to make sure we're covering costs in that. We've got broker fees of around £500 on this, and of course the pesky stamp duty at around £2,700. So this leaves us with an overall all-in project cost of £107,331. Now normally our project cost would be a lot lower than that, but because we actually bought this in cash, then that's why we've had that situation. But we've ended up refinancing at £125,000, meaning that we're pulling out £93,750. What that means is we've got over £30,000 in equity. The great thing of that being in the property is only £13,580 of that is our actual cash. The other part of that is added value that we've managed to bring to the property through getting it at a great price and of course doing a great refurbishment. We end up buying this at £92,000. We put in £13,580 and refinanced after renting it out at £725 instead of the £625 at £125,000. What does that end up being? Well, it ends up leaving in, after refinance, £13,580 of our cash that we originally left in. That's really important because now I know what the return's going to be. The net Monthly income on this is £341.86. It shouldn't have been that high. It should have been around 100 less, which I'll go through in a moment. But what that means is, on an annualized basis, we are getting a return on that capital on a whopping 30.21% return on capital employed, which is insane and nearly unheard of, if I'm completely honest. Going back to the original numbers that I think we should have got, if it weren't so crazy in Leeds, is we should have got £255 net, and that was still going to be a 21.98% return. Now, would I have got that on a basic buy-to-let? No, I would have left in more money, and I'd be targeting a really solid return of 8% return on capital, which is insane. Now, the real powerful thing about Leeds isn't the fact that I'm just getting this amount of return, it's the capital growth in the area. The capital growth has been insane. The average is 7.9%, and if you think that on a 125 grand property, the net value of that property is going up around £10,000 on an annual basis. That is where the true amount of money comes in, by investing in buy-to-let property in Leeds. So, this is a really new type of video, and what we're looking to do with the channel is very much like my property reviews, which if you're subscribed, you know what I'm talking about, is we're looking to do this on a monthly basis. So what would really help me is, did you get value from this video? Is this the sort of thing you'd love to see more of? And if you are interested in finding out more about this, put more like this in the comments right now so that we know this is the sort of content that you're getting value from. I'd love to show you more about buy-to-lets, lease option, rent-to-rents, HMOs, whatever it is, and show you the end-to-end process of what we're looking for. Hopefully you got value from this. If you did, of course, hit the like button and leave a comment below. It's really nice to get your feedback. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.